Good morning, children. Today we are going to understand the chapter A Truly Beautiful Mind. This is lesson 4 from the book Beehive. Before we read, there is a question for you. Who do you think of when you hear the word genius? Who is a genius? What qualities do you think a genius has? So, uh, the word genius means someone with very higher level of intelligence or with very higher level of IQ. A genius defined as a person who has remarkable intellectual or creative function or other natural abilities, like Albert Einstein. He is acknowledged as being genius who contributed greatly to the field of physics. So before we start, let's move to the introduction to the lesson. This chapter is about Albert Einstein. He was a great scientist. The title of the chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein. This is a short biography of his uh, life where some of his qualities have been described. Albert's interest in mathematics and physics, and also his humanitarian attribute, the title A Truly Beautiful Mind, makes one wonder that how can a scientist's mind be beautiful? It is so because in this lesson we come across another aspect of Einstein. He was a humanitarian. Definitely, he was a humanitarian. Humanitarian means a person who is concerned with human welfare. Okay, and he advocated world peace, non-violence like Mahatma Gandhi and Lord Buddha, and that's why the title refers to him as Truly Beautiful Mind. So let's begin the explanation of the chapter A Truly Beautiful Mind. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm without any indication that he was destined for greatness. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, his head seemed much too large. You can see the meanings of the difficult words to the left side of the page. Indication means a sign. Destined means having a future that has been planned earlier. On the contrary means certainly not. And freak, extremely unusual. Now let's see the meaning of the paragraph. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879. He was born in city named Ulm in Germany. Ulm is a city in Germany, and Germany is situated in Europe. It's a European country. When he was a child, no one could predict that one day he would become a great scientist. He was like all the other children. Okay. Then Albert's mother thought that Albert was a freak because he did not behave, talk, or look like normal children. Okay. He was different from other children of his age. He behaved abnormally. His behavior was very unusual. It seemed as if he had lesser intelligence in comparison to other children. Understand? So his mother thought that the little boy's head was a bit too big in comparison to other children's head. Next paragraph. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. And when he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. Einstein didn't know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring. His playmates used to call him Brother Boring because he remained to himself. He didn't play or talk to them, so the youngster played by himself much of the time. He especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maja, he said to have said, "Fine, but where are her wheels?" Okay. Now, the meaning of the paragraphs, and before that, you see the meanings of the word See here, uttered. Uttered means to say something. So what happened? What about his childhood? When he was age of 2.5, Einstein still did not started talking. Okay, when he finally did learn to speak, he spoke every word twice. He uttered every word twice. Uttered means spoke. Understand? Finally, when he spoke, he used to repeat the words twice. And when he was very small child, he did not know what to do with other children, how to behave with other children. So that's why he didn't play with them. He just remained by himself. He just played himself. He remained to himself. Okay, that's why his playmates or children who were with him in his childhood, they called him brother boring. Understand? And then he especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at the when he his newborn sister, when he saw his newborn sister looking at her. Okay, what is the name of his younger sister? Maja. So he looked at her and he said, fine, but where are her wheels? Okay, so it means yani, when she was born and when he looked at her, he could not see her feet. He was wondering where the baby's wheels were. That means the feet of the baby. Okay, as Albert used to play with toys and all the toys had a set of wheels, to him, his younger sister seemed to be a toy too. And so he might have thought that where were her wheels. Understand? Now let's move to the next para. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he will never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. Now, see the meanings of the tough words. Amateur means a person who does something as hobby, not as a job. Okay. Now, see the meaning of the paragraph. Einstein began learning to play. Here, a headmaster once. The headmaster of Einstein's school told Einstein's father that Einstein would never be successful in whatever profession he chose. Okay. Then he was a very good violinist. He learned playing the violin at the age of 6 because his mother insisted him, she wanted him to learn to play it. All his life, he was an amateur violinist. He played the violin as a hobby, not as a profession. Understand? Now, the next paragraph. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. Pupil means student. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. Okay. Einstein hated the school regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. Now, see the meanings of the words. Regimentation means extreme organization and control of people. Clash means to fight or argue. And stifle means to stop something happening. Now, let's see the meaning of the paragraph. Albert Einstein was a very good student. He went to school in Munich because his family had moved from Ulm to Munich. When did they move? When Einstein was 15 months old. Okay. And when he was admitted in the school, he scored good marks in almost every subject. Okay. And the school where Einstein went had a very strict discipline, which he never liked. So due to that, he often clashed with his teachers. opinions and he opposed them. So there was a conflict between them. Einstein was so suffocated in that school, he could not follow the strict discipline, and so he left the school forever. Okay. Now, the next paragraph. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son, means Albert Einstein, with relatives. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. Okay. See the meanings of the words. They are in the next page. Liberal. Liberal means believing and believing a lot of personal freedom and generous. Liberal means willing to understand and respect other opinions also. Understand? Meaning of the paragraph. When Albert Einstein left the school, 1 year before that, his parents had moved to another city, Milan, which is in Italy. Albert was left behind in Munich with the relatives. Understand? And then the school in Munich was very strict. Albert could not follow the discipline over there. He had long discussions with his family, relatives, and finally his parents agreed to put him in a school in Switzerland. And the language used there for communication was German. And the school was more liberal than the school in Munich. Okay. Now the next paragraph. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. Now, the meaning of the paragraph. Before that, you must see the meaning of the words. Appealed means interested. Dashing means attractive in a confident, exciting, and stylish way. Walrus mustache means a long, thick mustache drooping at the both ends. Now, the meaning of the paragraph. Einstein was good at studies. He was highly gifted in mathematics. So, he was exceptionally good in mathematics and he also had interest in physics. Once he finished school, he joined the university in Zurich. Okay. Science was not the only thing that appealed to Einstein, who was a very handsome young man. Other than science, he had interest in something else also. Now the next paragraph. He also felt a special interest in fellow student Mileva Marek, whom he found to be a clever preacher. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. To be at odds means to be in the position of someone, to be against someone. Okay. Now see the meaning of the tough words. Serb, a native of Serbia or Serbian. Okay. Tenderness, the quality of being gentle, loving or kind. Now let's see the meaning of the paragraph first. So, other than maths and physics, Albert Einstein liked one of his fellow students, and her name was Mileva Marek. He thought that she was very clever, sharp, and intelligent. They met at the University of Zurich. Mileva Marek belonged to Serbia, That is why she's called a Serb. Okay, she came from Serbia to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few university in Europe which gave degrees to girls also. And now see the word ally. Ally means a friend or a companion, and Philistines, it's a word used disapprovingly to talk about people who don't like music, literatures, and art. Okay, and to be at odd means to be in the position of someone, to be against someone. Meaning of the paragraph: Einstein felt that Mileva was a friend because she also liked art, literature, or music, and both shared this common interest. During those days, having interest in art, literature, or music was not considered to be good. So, those people who were interested in art, literature, or music used to call their opponents Philistines. Okay, Albert Einstein family and many people, many relative, his neighbors in the and then people in the university were not in favor of this. Okay, so against such people, Albert Einstein and Mileva Marek's unity helped them face the situation and challenges. The same paragraph: the couple fell in love. Love letter survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." See the meaning? See the tenderness. Tenderness means quality of being gentle, loving, or kind. Relativity means a theory, physics, formulated by Albert Einstein. Victorious means having achieved a victory. Assessing means to guess or decide the amount of value of something. And bureau, bureau will, I think it is at last. And bureau, a chest of drawers. Okay. Now the meaning of the paragraph, meaning of these lines. Albert Einstein and Mileva Marek fell in love and they exchanged love letters to express their feelings. They used to write such kinds of letters where they used to mix science with their feelings. At one instance, Einstein talked about his scientific invention and said that he would be very proud on that day when they would finally conclude their paper on the theory of relativity. Understand? Then next paragraph. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as technical expert in the patent office in Bern. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's invention, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. Okay. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. Now see the meaning of the paragraph. In the year 1900, Albert Einstein was 21 years old and he completed his graduation from the university, but still he was unemployed. He didn't get any job. Okay, now see the word patent. Patent means it's a document which gives the right of an invention to an inventor. Understand? And then from 1900 to 1902, Albert Einstein was working as a teaching assistant and gave private lessons also to his students. Finally, in 1902, he got a job in Bern. Bern is a city in Germany. Okay. And he got the job of a technical officer in a patents office in Bern. Einstein was supposed to check the inventions done by other apprentice scientists. Understand? Apprentice scientists and those who were getting training. Okay, those people, and give them a patent. On the other hand, secretly he was making his own inventions too. Einstein later said the desk on which he worked was the office of theoretical physics because there only he started working on his inventions. See, bureau. Bureau means a chest of drawers. So what did he call his desk? Bureau of Theoretical Physics. Now the next paragraph. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together. Again, after a journey, if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula which describes the relationship between mass and energy. You can notice in the paragraph E is equal to mc square. Okay, now let's see the meaning of the paragraph. Absolute. See here word, there is a word absolute. It means any measured in itself, not not in relation to anything else. This is the meaning of absolute here in this paragraph. So in the year 1905, Einstein published his first paper and it was about special theory of relativity. In this publication, it was written that the measurement of time and distance is not absolute. It depended on something else. Okay, so according to this theory, if there are two clocks and both are moving, they will not show the same time. They will not, their hands will not follow the same time. Okay, one clock will move faster than the other, or one clock will move slower than the other. So, this theory of relativity gave us the basic idea, basic formula of physics E is equal to mc square. So E stands for energy, m for mass of the object, and c for the speed of the light in a vacuum. Vacuum means where there is no air moves, and the speed of light in vacuum is almost 300,000 kilometer per second. Okay. To put it into simpler words, Einstein said that when you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes. On the other hand, when you sit on a hot burner, okay, lit with fire for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. That's relativity. So a person would feel the timing differently in different situations. Now, the next paragraph. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Mileva was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. She is a book like you, his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. Now, first of all, you see the meaning of meaning of tough words. Unraveling means understanding or explaining something that is mysterious or complicated. But here unraveling means uh, just failed. Understand? Now, next word is bothered, means worried about something. You can say unraveling means just starting to fail. Understand? Now, though he was solving the complicated problems in physics, he was studying physics very hard for the world. His personal life started becoming problematic. He started to fail in his practical life, in his personal life. Understand? Albert Einstein wanted to marry Mileva Marek soon after he finished his studies, but his mother was against this marriage because she thought that Mileva Marek, who was 3 years older to Albert Einstein, was very old for him. And she thought that Mileva was very intelligent to be a wife. And she told Einstein that Mileva was also like a book and was similar to Einstein. As his mother was against this marriage, that's why Einstein cancelled his wedding with Mileva. Okay, now the next paragraph. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. Mileva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Then Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. Now, first of all, you see the meanings of tough words. Intelligence means the ability to understand, learn, or think. Faltered means to become weak. Intellectual, connected with a person's ability to think in a logical way. And divorce means husband and wife separated from each other and are no longer married so far. Okay. Now the meaning of the paragraph. Albert Einstein married Mileva Marek in the year 1903 and they had 2 sons. But their marriage failed. Okay. At Mileva Marek, because why it failed? Because Mileva Marek was very intelligent. Being a housewife, she could not cope with her ambitions, her dreams. She could not fulfill her ambitions, and so she started becoming unhappy. Okay. She was unhappy from this marriage. She could not fulfill her career dreams. So finally, in the year 1919, after prolonged fighting with each other, both of them got separated. And then what happened? Albert Einstein married the second time, and this time he married his cousin Elsa. Okay. Now the next paragraph. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. See the meanings of the difficult words. To the left side of the page, coincided means to happen at the same time as something else. Okay. Interpretation means an explanation or understanding of something. Eclipse means an occasion when the sun disappears from view. Now, the meaning of the paragraph. At the same time, Einstein married Elsa. Another thing coincided. And it was Einstein's rise to world fame. Einstein became world famous. Everyone accepted him as a great scientist. And then in the year 1915, he published one more paper which was based on general theory of relativity, which gave a new interpretation to gravity. And then in the year 1919, there was a solar eclipse which proved that Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity was correct. The next paragraph. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Okay. You can see the meaning of these words in the next page. Deflected means to change direction. Gravitational means caused by the force of gravity. Proclaimed means to make something known officially or publicly. Showered means to cover somebody with something. And lauded means highly praised or admired. In the previous paragraph, I told you that in the year 1919, there was a solar eclipse which proved that Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity was correct. Okay. Albert Einstein had calculated in the year 1915 that in the year 1919 there would be a solar eclipse. Due to it, the apparent position of the stars would change to some extent, and his calculation was accurate. It was so absolute. So it was announced that Albert Einstein's work was a scientific revolution. Now, the next paragraph. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. Now the meaning of the paragraph. In the year 1921, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics. Okay, and then he was honored and was invited to various places all over the world. Even the press praised him a lot. Understand? For his work or contribution in the field of physics. Now, the next paragraph. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. Emigrated means leave one's own country in order to settle permanently in other country. Okay. So what happened? Let's complete the paragraph. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin and had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. Now, the meaning of the paragraph. In 1933, when Germany came under the power of Nazis, the famous Nazi ruler was Adolf Hitler. You might have read about him in social science, in history. Then at that time, Einstein left Germany and shifted to US. Okay, US means America forever. And after 5 years, the Germans discovered the process of nuclear fission, the process through which nuclear bombs or atomic bombs are made. This process was prepared in Berlin. Due to this all, the physicists in America were upset as they feared or afraid of misuse of the technology. Understand? And there were many scientists who escaped to America because of fascism. What is fascism? Fascism is a dictatorial concept which was started in Europe from Italy first time, okay, by the rule of Benito Mussolini. Mussolini was also a dictator, who did not accept the principles of democracy. He was a dictator. So all the scientists were afraid that Nazi could misuse the atomic bomb. So that's why they fled from there and settled somewhere else in other countries like US. Now, next paragraph. At the urging of colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he wanted a single bomb of this type in this letter, okay, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Now, the meaning of the paragraph. You can see the meanings of the words to the left side of the page. Urging means to advise or try hard to persuade somebody to do something, and colleague means co-worker. Now the meaning of the paragraph. Albert Einstein was requested by a co-worker, and so he wrote a letter to the President of America. And then Franklin D. Roosevelt was the President of America, and he wrote this letter on 2nd August 1939, where he warned him that the atomic bomb which was developed by Germany was very, very powerful, and if one of these bombs exploded in any port, okay, it would not only destroy the area but also it would destroy the surrounding territories. This shows Einstein's humanitarian quality. He wanted good for the people. He wanted peace in the world. Okay, he wanted. That's why he wrote his concern to the President of America, and he warned him. Understand? So what happened? Albert Einstein's letter had a great impact on the president, and but what happened meanwhile? Americans also developed the atomic bomb secretly. Okay, they did not develop it, but also throw or dropped it on two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The German had just developed the atomic bomb, but they did not use it on any country. But who did? America did. Understand? Now the next paragraph. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction, and this time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. In it, he proposed the formation of a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Okay, now the meaning of the tough words. Public missive means a long official letter. Proposed means suggest. Agitating means to make other people upset. Visionary means having great plans for the future. And genius means great. They are in the next paragraph. These words are in the next paragraph. So when America dropped bomb on two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, lot of destruction took place, and this made Einstein very sad. Okay, he was deeply shaken. So that's why he wrote an official letter to the United Nation Organization, not United States, but UNO. Okay, what is UNO? United Nations Organization. And in his letter, he proposed to form a world government, but this letter did not had any impact on these members, on the members of UNO. Okay, and it did not bear any fruit. It did not bring any good results. It was ignored totally. For another 10 years, Albert Einstein was involved in world peace. He was involved in politics, and his agenda was to stop the countries involved in collecting arms, fire weapons, chemical weapons, okay, and developing weapons. He campaigned for world peace and democracy. His main agenda was world peace and freedom of people. Now, the next paragraph. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a genius. Meaning, you can see the words meaning here. Genius, a very great unusual ability. So Einstein could foresee, he was farsighted, so that's why he could foresee the future. When he died in 1955 at the age of 76, the world celebrated him recognized him. How? As a visionary. Okay, he was a world citizen and a scientific genius too. So that's all about the explanation of the chapter. Now let's summarize the chapter in a nutshell. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March in 1879, okay, in city of Ulm of Germany. And till the age of 2.5 years, he could not speak. And when he started speaking, he repeated word twice. Then his playmates called him Brother Boring, okay, and he was very crazy because of the abnormality, okay, and his size, his head size was large. It was larger in comparison to other children. And what happened in school is his headmaster regarding him as stupid and good for nothing else. And but he proved that them in all these people that all they were wrong. And at the age of 6, at the mother's advice, he learned to play the violin and he became a gifted violinist. Then what happened at the age of 15? He moved Munich with his family, and but he did not felt comfortable. He did not feel comfortable in the school as the atmosphere of the school was very strict. So that's why he left the school, and then he completed his schooling. He joined university at Zurich. Okay, why he joined that university? Because atmosphere of that school was more liberal, and that school or that university accepted new ideas and concepts. Then here he showed more interest in physics and mathematics, and then he met Leva Marek. Okay, they why, and he liked him because she was equally intelligent and clever as him. So now later on they married. They had two sons, but their marriage faltered, and they got divorced in 1919. Then when he completed his education, then he became technical expert. Okay, he just married again twice, and this time he married to his cousin Elsa. And then this time was very just proved very good for him. Then what happened in 1915? He published his paper on special theory of relativity, and this is world famous equation, E is equal to mc square. And then he published, same year he published paper on general theory of relativity, and it gave absolute new definition to the concept of gravity. And this way, because of this, he just became very famous figure in worldwide. And then next, there is a story of solar eclipse in 1919. His theory came out to be accurate and revolutionized physics. Okay, then after in 1933 he moved to US. Why? Because of Nazis. Okay, they just came in power in Germany, and he did not want his finding and research to be used for destruction by Germany. And in 1938, when Germany discovered the principle of nuclear fission, he was the first person to write to the American president about the dangers of the atomic bombs. And then in 1945, when America dropped the atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, he was deeply hurt and wrote to the UN for the formation of a world government to prevent recurrence of such destruction. Then what about his later part of life? He spent his later days in politics advocating world peace, okay, and democracy. And finally he died at the age of 76 in the year 1955. So that's all about the chapter A Truly Beautiful Mind. Thank you so much.
फिर तो और टाइम लगेगा, 9 बजने वाला है।